Okay, we are going over how to play even better coverage from the 3-4 bear formation. Those of you that know, I love the 3-4 bear. And I would go into this cover 1 QB contain, press the defense, play outside coverage adjustments, and that would kind of force my opponent to throw deep, and I would get turnovers because it would look like my opponent can throw over the top on me because I'm pressed, but because of the outside coverage adjustments, that would stop that. But in recent Madden weeks, just doing the outside coverage adjustments, I've been getting burnt. I don't know if you guys have, but I got a fix to that. So we go 3-4 bear, cover 1 QB contain. Now, I did say press the defense and play outside coverage adjustments. And that was it. That was all that would help create turnovers. I'm going to put that Amari Cooper on a fade route. So all I did was outside coverage adjustments. But look at the placement of Cooper. All right, he didn't catch it there. But let me just show you. Because in recent times in Madden, like the last couple of weeks, just by doing outside coverage adjustments, I've been getting burnt. Whereas I never used to get burnt. See? Now he has the better positioning. He just missed it. And all I did was outside coverage adjustments. To make it better, you press the defense, play outside coverage adjustments. That's to press the defense, it's Y or triangle down on the D-pad. Play outside coverage adjustments, it's Y or triangle right on the right stick. But you want to also couple that with over-the-top coverage adjustments. You could piggyback 2 of them. Now let me put Cooper on a fade. Now look at that. And we'll go into instant replay. Now watch. Now we have the better positioning on the field to make picks. Now this used to be what I was getting by just pressing outside coverage adjustments. But you have to now couple that with over the top to get better positioning. So this is what you want to do. You want to bait your opponent into thinking he could go over the top on you. Go into this cover 1 QB contain, press the defense, play outside coverage adjustments and over the top coverage adjustments. That's all you got to do. Let me put him on a fade. And look at that positioning he's got every time. I mean, he caught it there, which Cooper's a top receiver. That's going to happen. But just look. We're in better position every single time right there. We're not getting burnt. And we could play the ball better. So you just have to couple the outside coverage adjustment with the over-the-top coverage adjustment. Now, that also goes for, let's say, they like to do slants. I would do inside coverage adjustments and underneath. Look at that. Look at that. You see how long it took for Cooper to get released? And this would go good with blitzing. Look at that. He's pressing him. He's pressing him. He's holding him there. Usually he might get better positioning. But so I'm going to press the defense, play inside or outside too, and underneath for slants. But if slant routes, I would like to go inside, because watch when you go inside, the cornerbacks move. When you go outside, we went over this. The cornerbacks go to the outside shoulder of the receiver. So now when you go back inside, that cornerback's playing the inside of Cooper, that receiver. Play inside and underneath, usually for these slant. Look at that. Just like that. That is what I'm talking about. If your opponent, this is a good slant defense too. And this works best in man coverage. That is key too. Because if you do it in zone, which we will go over, they don't move. Like if you do outside or inside, when they're in man coverage, they'll go to the inside or outside part of the receiver's shoulder. If they're in zone, they don't move. But look at this. This is inside coverage adjustments with underneath. And look at how he stayed with him. That is what you're going to get majority of the time. So it's all what you want to defend where you couple the adjustments with each other. You want to bait your opponent into thinking he could throw deep? Press the defense, do outside coverage adjustments along with over-the-top coverage adjustments. Your opponent will see this, maybe max protect so the blitz won't get in, and put the receiver on a fade, thinking he could go over the top. And look at that. Granted, he caught it, but I'm just talking about the position that Byron Jones was in. He was in position to make a stop. So press the defense. Now I'm going to show you what I did there. There, I pressed the defense. I played inside coverage adjustments along with over the top. So now I will be on the inside part of Cooper's shoulder. Look at that. I'm in good position even though Cooper's catching everything. But I like to do, if they're going to do fade routes, outside and over the top. And if they're going to do slant routes, inside and underneath. Look at that. Look at that. That right there. That's exactly why you do inside and underneath. That is how you could defend slant patterns. Watch Byron Jones against Cooper. I'm going to go inside coverage adjustments. Watch how he moves. Now I'm going to go outside coverage adjustments. Now, this happens in man defense. You don't see much if you go over the top or underneath, because I'm just doing it right now. I'm going over the top and underneath, so they do not move. Let me audible to cover 3, where that Byron Jones, that cornerback, is in a zone, right? So I'm going to press the defense. Now I'm going to go inside or outside coverage adjustments, and he's not moving. I'm going outside now. Now I'm going inside. Now I'm going over the top and underneath, and he doesn't move. So that's why this is best when you do it when you're in man coverage. So now I'm in zone, right? Now I'm going to go inside coverage adjustments along with underneath. Let's say how they play the slant route. Look at how wide open he got. So man defense, I think, is better, especially if you want to manipulate the coverage. We'll do it again. I'm going to audible to cover 2, invert. I'm going to press the defense, play inside and underneath coverage adjustments. Now, in zone, when you play underneath coverage, the only thing that affects is if you have purple zones, that'll turn them into the hard flats like it did with these two outside linebackers. Also, if you have cloud flats on the field, playing underneath coverage turns them into hard flats. But if you're in man coverage, you saw what it did, how it played with the cornerbacks defending slant routes and stuff like that. So just let me get this guy out of the way. Look at how wide open they get. So it's not even close. This is why I like man coverage. You press the defense, you play outside and over the top coverage adjustments, because now your opponent is going to think, I'll be able to put Cooper on a fade and bomb it up to him. And you will be in a position to make a play like that. That is the whole point. I know we went over this in another video, but because I've been getting burnt lately, I went into the lab and I figured out why was I getting burnt when I was getting picks with something like this. So now I went into the lab and I figured out that you could double up the coverage adjustments, as in play outside and over the top. And he never gets burnt. You're right there to make a play, even though Cooper's making every catch thrown to him. We're still in the right position, because let me show you this one more time. I'm just going to press the defense. That's it. Look at that. My point exactly right there. All I did was press the defense. And this is what nobody knows about. Your opponent will think he could just put his receiver on a fade route, and this will happen. Look at how open he gets. And this is when I just press the defense. No other coverage adjustments. This is why people think pressed defense is terrible. This is why you could bait people into throwing picks. Just press the defense, play outside coverage adjustments, and over-the-top coverage adjustments. Your opponent is going to start salivating because he sees you're in press defense, but you're right there to make a play on the ball, just like that, every single time. That is what I'm talking about. Stay tuned for the next play.